Better. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about guaranteed monthly rental checks, and I have the lovely Hannah with me, and she represents an organization that I can't wait for you to find out more about. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what people typically would call guaranteed monthly rental checks, those would be checks issued by the government. And I want her to talk about how it affected many landlords during COVID, which is always a major plus. So, guys, this is Hannah. Hannah, can you introduce yourself? Tell us more about what you do with the awesome Nesquist.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Summer. Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah.
Can hear you.
You can't hear. I'm unmuted. Can you hear me now? Oh, no. Can you hear me, Summer? Oh, no.
No.
Can you hear me now? Still no. Can you hear me? At all? No? No.
Can you check your sound? Did you change something, or do you need to come back in?
Can you hear me now? At all? Let me try
And you had
again.
all this figured out. So guys, give us a second. She will be right back in. Hey, Statman. Morning, guys. Thanks for joining us. We actually had this figured out, just to let you know. So she's gonna come back in. Hannah?
Can you hear me now, Miss Summer? No.
Let's see. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. It was actually on my computer.
I was like,
What is going on? It was on mute. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was there talking away, telling you all about me. I apologize. You can hear me now.
That's my fault.
No.
Okay, guys. So again, I have the awesome Hannah here. She's going to tell us about this awesome organization called Nesquist, and they actually will supply you with a very qualified tenant. So, Hannah, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm Hannah Mannion. I'm the Director of Development here at Nesquist Houston. We're a non-profit located here in the Heights, and we help families with a school-aged child access great homes across Houston, which is where you'll come into play. So as of today, I've got over 20 families that I am supporting through their relocation who would really like to see and tour your properties and possibly lease there. Our program is designed very much to support a voucher holder, a Section 8 voucher holder, and a private landlord who typically wants to learn how to navigate the public housing system and how to receive reimbursements for rental payments and open up the lanes of, or the community of people you can lease your properties to. So today I know I am in major need of 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, whether that's apartments, townhomes, condos, or single family homes that we can refer families directly to y'all. Now, I would suggest and recommend that possibly the people that we're working with may not have 3 times the income requirement that you may have on one of your properties. However, if you're willing and able to work with a really great family, a hardworking group of people, and know that you will get your rent payment every month, the families we are working with are the families that I would love to recommend and refer to you as a landlord and a property owner. We have a number of people with over $2,000 in a voucher for a 3-bedroom, and if your property matches their needs, I would love to make that a possibility. And where possible, for us as our non-profit to work with y'all, with us being a leaseholder as an organisation, and you possibly leasing through us as a non-profit. We will guarantee you those monthly payments. We also help with all your maintenance requests. We make sure all maintenance is completed and that your tenant is happy within that unit, and want to help take away that stress from you all whilst accessing the empty properties that you have across the region.
So let's speak in landlord terms. I know the way that I used to be able to get through to them, right? So there are a few things that you told me that really stood out. And I also felt as though if a landlord was on the fence in terms of participating with your program, which also is, of course, participating in the Housing Choice Voucher Program, the way you guys do it is totally unique amongst anyone else. So let's go backwards, right? Let's talk about whenever you actually get a potential client. So we both know there are rules to follow to participate in the voucher program, but also with NestQuest, how is it with one of your, like say a potential client that you're going to help? What is their process they have to go through? And I'm asking this because I want the landlords who actually work with you to understand that you're actually getting a very qualified tenant, more qualified than if you did it on your own.
Oh, absolutely. Every family, every household, every group of people that come to us has to go through quite a lengthy process. So they will typically receive their voucher from the housing authority and will generally go into the open market to hopefully find something to suit their needs. They're advised and they come to us the moment they receive that packet, and we then take them through an in-depth initial assessment. We confirm their eligibility with regards to how their household is made up, their income within their home, their needs and their goals, and what they want to achieve. We also vet all of their backgrounds. We vet all of their income, and not just with regards to self-employed income or full-time income, but also looking at different assistances that are supported and provided to their family. And we work with them to ensure that it's a financially stabilized household so that they are able to maintain electricity, utilities, water, etc. And we help to go and furnish that space for them. So our families come to us and we do have them go through a lengthy background check. We do not have our families go through a credit or a financial check because we are ultimately the financially responsible party for the lease, for the entirety of the lease. The family pays less than 20% of the overall value of that rent. And the rest of it is on to NestQuest, me and my team. We go on the first and we make sure our landlords are paid. Now, when it comes to our families, we are working every day with them after they've moved into your property to ensure that they continue to be stabilized and they have the things they need within their home, within their life, within school, within work, to maintain that level of success and thriving. So for yourself as a property owner, if you were working with us, you would know that family's background has been checked. We know their income of what it is, where it is, and if it changes at all. And we would also be able to share with you all what that family makeup looks like. Is it one parent with multiple children? Is it two parents? Are there multiple adults within the home? And also working with you all to ensure that we don't have overcrowding. And if you have a capacity limit within a property, that we are within that capacity limit. We don't want 3 people in a bedroom. We don't want 3 people in a bedroom, do we?
Yeah, overcrowding is a nice way of saying no unauthorized occupants.
Yes, exactly. You know the landlord terms, Miss Summer. You know the landlord terms. Thank you. We do. We see a lot of families in those situations, especially after Hurricane Harvey, especially after COVID. That has been exacerbated across the city, and we don't want that. We want you to know everyone who's in your home, and we want you to know that everyone is comfortably living in that home, and they have the resources that they need, and they will maintain, we do quarterly inspections of every one of our properties. So we would be going out and making sure a tenant wasn't sitting there with, without a light working, or with an outlet that wasn't working, or potential fire hazards. You don't want that fear of your property. And we don't want the fear of one of our families living in that situation. So
Exactly.
we do make regular visits. Our case managers with some families can and do make weekly and monthly visits. However, there is a very strict process that we have of quarterly inspections. So all your air filters, we would make sure that they were being changed out frequently, that yard maintenance was being done, and that the rest of the property is not even having the wear and tear, and that it is really maintained to a high quality standard, so that if you wish to come and check out your property, or if you were preparing for us to leave, they would be in a suitable position that you could make that ready again for a new family to move into.
So it sounds like with a landlord who decides to work with your organization, you guys really do set them up for success.
Above and beyond, we do all the paperwork for you all for housing, so you don't have to deal with that 50-page packet. We're going to do all of that. We're going to work on all the comps. We're going to make sure that your tenant is not just qualified with regards to their background and their needs, but that their voucher matches what you're asking and what you're needing to receive per month in rent. If you have a unit and it's $17.50, I will only ever refer a family to your property that would qualify and make sure that their rent would cover that amount. We wouldn't want it to be denied for any reason. We would want to make sure that you are receiving the rent that you require on that unit. Now, we do work with some landlords who, bless us, here at NestQuest, was saying, well, if I go for a market rate family, it will be 1,800. But for a NestQuest family, because we know we're helping a family with children, access a great school, a great neighborhood, a great property, we can give you a little discount. So if you ever feel like doing a great thing and allowing a family with children or a new baby to live in one of your properties at 1%, 2%, or 3% lower than the market rate, but know you're guaranteed that to receive that money on the first of every month, please reach out to me at Nest. I am ready. I have families ready to tour this week, and we can sign leases. Our turnaround time is very quick. When we tour, we can sign on that day because we've prepared all of our paperwork. We don't tour something unless we are ready to be approved, tour, apply, submit all the paperwork, make payments either online or money orders, etc. We're ready to go at that point.
So you mentioned a tour. So you actually decide what places you're going to actually go out and look for your clients, and how many do you usually pick from?
For each family, we tour them with the family. We would not pre-tour. We would pre-tour, but we wouldn't tour a property and tell a family, you will live here. It is their choice. So say, for example, Miss Jones comes to us and she has 2 children. I would then work with her on what her needs are. Does she need to be on the first floor for ability requirements? Would she like to be in a townhome style property so that she has privacy, etc.? Do they need an attached or detached garage? We would go through the process with Miss Jones of touring those properties with her, so she could say, I would really like to live here. This property's beautiful. What a nice kitchen. Everything's well maintained. This is a great neighborhood. And we would tour that space with her to ensure it has all the things that she requires, and then take her through that application process. So we would tour our properties. We want to make sure it's well maintained and not just the photos on the website. Because we've all been there and seen the photos, and then we get there and it's not like the photos.
Right.
So we're going to go along. We're going to check it out. We're going to bring the family. Now, for each family, we give them at least 3 and up to 10 properties for them to consider.
Okay.
them to tour, for them to have a look around. Some people know when they walk across the threshold in their first place, this is my home. I think many of us have been in that situation with purchasing before and with leasing before. I think you know when you're there whether it's a yes or a no.
Mm-hmm.
Now, many of our families can be in that position in the first space they see. Some it can take them up to 10, if not more, to know that home will be theirs long term. We originally always sign a 12-month lease. That is the minimum for us. We
Okay.
cannot do smaller term lease, like shorter term leases.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at the moment averaging over 900 days within our leasing. Now, we only started in 2018. So for us to have almost an up to 3 years long-term leasing, that shows families stay with us and stay in the homes we're leasing. We know we're helping them find the place they want to stay long term, not just for 12 months. We
Mm-hmm.
like to have a 3 year is our minimum for our family stabilization purposes. So if you had a property that you leased through NestQuest, I would feel comfortable in the knowledge that we would be leasing from you for at least 3 years and you wouldn't have to relist it again within 12 months' time. So
Because
we
yeah,
are
3 to 4 years, if they have children, especially if they're in high school, things like that, then it'll help. Yeah, keep the
yeah.
kids stable and not have to switch schools their last year.
Yeah, and we often see that for voucher holders that they tend to that can be in a 12-month lease, and then the rent changes and the voucher may not match it if there is a rent change or if their income changes. And we see students have to move. I moved between 5 different schools, y'all, and I know creating new social groups, relationships with teachers, changes in curriculum from the UK to here. There are a multitude of reasons as to why a student can be impacted by that instability in the schooling. And
Mhm.
the intention of our nonprofit is to help students and children be stabilised at home and at school. So if you were leasing with us, I would hope that you were also confident and comfortable in the knowledge that every child within your property is accessing the best school and they are on track to have a great future because they're being stabilized at home and at school. They have a village supporting them, and you are part of that village.
When I worked in housing, I guess one of the professions I actually really did liking with was teachers, people in education, because they really liked, leasing out to families. And I noticed they often purchased properties that were close to schools they liked.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when they get a tenant, they get attached to the kids, and it's always about the kids. The kids need this, the kids need that. And I've seen a lot of them be extremely helpful in many, many situations. So it was always a nice thing to see, but it is a burden if you're one person trying to make that difference. So being able to partner with someone like NestQuest, where you actually can help them and just find a good tenant that actually supports the same mission and have the same cause
Mm-hmm.
in life. And so that way you'll have someone that's good. They also have resources where they don't always have to, fall on the landlord, because some of them do take on that responsibility because they don't want to see children go through certain situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really nice. So everything you told me, like, about NestQuest, I thought, wow, this is such a great opportunity for a landlord. So one, a lot of owners would talk about someone with a voucher may have unauthorized occupants. So you guys will help get rid of that.
Eliminate that. Yes, we'll eliminate that. Absolutely.
Yes, which is awesome. So there are times where, when it comes to maintenance, I've seen where something as simple as an air filter has caused major problems in the house. So that goes away as well. So when it comes to the maintenance, can you dive in a little bit deeper into how you guys actually help the tenants, as well as how the landlords benefit from you helping the tenants throughout the tenancy when it comes to maintenance?
Absolutely. Well, I built us our own maintenance system effectively. So any of our tenants across all 50 properties we lease at right now can text a maintenance request to our team, can submit it on their phone, can submit it online, can send it by email. And our team and my maintenance team here will either come directly to the property and complete that task to save the staff on site doing it because we know it's important. We know at 9 o'clock at night, you may not necessarily be in the situation to go and jump to be able to help a tenant. I have on-call maintenance staff that can go and turn the stop clock and turn that water off that's dripping or draining somewhere. They can go and unclog that toilet. They can go, and I am really talking about some quite in-depth maintenance requests now, not just the have a light bulb out or have an air filter out. And we're doing that because we want our families to be safe and stabilized. But we're also doing that because we want to take that stress and burden away from you all as a landlord. You know, we've been there as landlords and as tenants, and know that it isn't necessarily practical for 24 hours a day for that to be accessible. So for non-managed properties, we effectively take in that maintenance ourselves. And you would receive that notification as well. So you are aware, but you aren't having to action on those maintenance requests. You would know, I know this is happening in my property. NestQuest are sorting it out. This doesn't need to be raised. Effectively, we have a rotation within our system that every family receives a notification. Check your air filter. We know when each unit last had its air filter changed. And if it hasn't been done, we're going to show up because we know the measurement for the new one. You know, we have our own team of inspectors here. So if you were fearful, for example, of passing a housing inspection, hey, we come and do that 2 weeks before housing get there. So you're not going to have that situation, or we can walk you through if we needed to fit another lock, or if we needed to check a smoke detector or a fire alarm, etc. You know, we walk you through that process, and we can resolve the issues as well ourselves, as opposed to you having to find the time and the effort and the people to come and do that. We have that in-house and we can do that.
Yeah, so ultimately you guys save landlords time. Whether it's looking for a tenant and you're looking for a certain, you know, someone that is qualified to rent your unit. And then you also save them money in the long run, because the normal wear and tear of their unit, or even any type of emergency situation, is definitely going to be mitigated by, you know, you guys' process. So that is actually really awesome. I like that. And
I was going to say, we also have, for our families, we limit the deposit that they pay. So we would pay the deposit as you would typically have within the market. Now, the families who need our assistance typically can't pay $1,000 deposit or an entire month's rent in a deposit. So we limit the deposit that they pay, and they pay that to us, so that every family knows before they go in, regardless of the property, just how much deposit they would pay. And we as an organisation will pay you the deposit that you require for that space. And we will go through, when we do a move-in, we typically video and photo the condition. We do a full inventory list of what is there, the conditions, etc. To ensure that you are protected as a landlord, and that when it comes to move out, we can all agree whether that door handle was there or not, or whether something was aligned, or whether a tile was cracked. We have seen it. We've seen it before, and we want to protect you all and ourselves and our tenant. So much so that we actually have our tenants do all have renters insurance, and NestQuest has its own insurance policy too.
Okay, how does that work?
Both of those policies, you would be listed as a interested party, as the landlord and as the property owner, so that you are protected. We know that the tenant, the occupant, and all their material things, they're protected. We know as an organisation we are, and we know you as a landlord are. So we would actually have 3 layers of insurance of protection within that space, for a variety of reasons. We know if it was a water damage or flood or etc., we're covered for that. Now, our tenant, we have them up to 100,000 with you all as a listed party for all of their items that are within that unit. So you would also know, if, God bless us, if something like Hurricane Harvey happens again, you know that they're protected, we're protected, and you are within that relationship and within that lease, that we have the right coverages to get a resolution.
No, that's awesome. I don't think I've heard anyone else say that.
We like to make sure everyone's protected, even down to, I've had a lady, the apartment above her flooded. and it ruined all of her towels. And we can do so much, and she could do so much. And some things like that you've had for a long time, and it's expensive to replace an entire linen closet. So we wanted to make sure she has the right protections, and we do, so that that can be replaced, in a suitable amount of time. Same with if they had a power outage and they lost everything in their fridge freezer. For a parent, a single parent in particular, that can be an expensive cost. We want to know they're covered.
I hate when that happens anyway.
And it happens too much to us down here. We all know that. I'm in Spring Branch, y'all, and I lose power because my house was built in the 50s. I lose power once a month. And I sit and go, please put my fridge freezer back on. Please make sure my husband goes hunting, and if what he has in our freezers defrosts, I'll be grilling for weeks.
Okay, so just to let them know, so like, of course, I like the things about the program, but tell them a little bit about NestQuest and how you guys are actually able to help people and your actual reason for doing so.
Our reason for doing so is really stems from us having worked within a housing authority, us having worked within other nonprofit organisations and within the housing community, to understanding and seeing that there are major barriers for voucher holders to access great properties. It is a possibility, and it is legal for landlords to reject a voucher as a form of income and as a form of a rent payment, because of people's unconscious bias, unfortunately, and discrimination, where we've wanted to build an innovative solution that helps a landlord not feel restricted with regards to who they want to lease to, where they can lease their properties, and the restrictions and delays of housing. So we've really built what we see as an innovative solution to speed up landlords receiving the payment and reduce the stress of the process of leasing to a voucher holder, whilst providing voucher holders increased access to great properties in safe neighbourhoods, healthy properties that don't have pets, that don't have damp, etc. Whilst making sure every child in their home can enrol at a public school that's very high performing, high ranking, and it has the resources they need. And we've done this in a non-profit format so that people are aware we are not here, we're not in the business of profiting off people who need housing and people who have housing. We simply want to bridge that gap and have built that solution to bring people together in a very unique, similar to a corporate leasing relationship, that you can access families who are ready and able to lease and have them pre-qualified for your property, and have a family not have to wait or fight the open market where it's very discriminatory against their family, their voucher, their current circumstance and situation, and have a solution that supports every party involved. And we don't just help our families with finding a home once they're in. As I've mentioned, we work with them on furniture, finding what their needs are, helping many of our families set up their very first bank account, building financial stability, improving their credit, reducing their debt. Over Easter weekend, we'll do Easter distributions. Every child on our program will get personalized Easter cookies, some cute pajamas, new books, and the family will receive some new items to go into the pantry and help replenish their pantry. We do that every quarter. We do that at Thanksgiving, at Christmas. We gave out some amazing presents and little gifts to our kids that, when I tell you, it's not just seeing their face of getting a little treat, it's knowing their parent has one less gift to worry about, one less thing to stress about. And we want to be that village for them.
So tell them about the birthday. I thought that was actually...
Oh, yeah. We found some of our families, given their financial situation and other things that were happening, we had parents, one mom in particular, and she said, Miss Hannah, it's my daughter's birthday next week and I'm really not sure I can make it happen. I don't think I can get the card and the cake I wanted. I said, don't worry, we're going to get it. And when you tell me something like that, we're going to make it happen. So every child on our program now, and every parent too, receives a handwritten birthday card from our team at Nest West. We all sign them on the 1st of every month. Everyone gets a birthday card. All of our children receive a birthday box, which includes a handmade cake just for them, balloons, gifts, clothes. And we work with their parents to know, well, does your son prefer dinosaurs or Paw Patrol? Is your daughter into Doc McStuffins, or does she like the Barbie and My Little Ponies? Or are they a little older and are they more into drawing, creative, what are they interested in? What can we give to them that actually sparks their interest and they will enjoy and love using? And we are now heading into our 3rd year of doing this. Some of our children will receive their 3rd birthdays from Nest Quest this year.
Awesome.
And the feedback we get from moms and from kids and the photos is, we have never lived anywhere where they cared enough about my child and me as a parent to send me a card. Just a card. And it's grown and snowballed from there of, yes, now we get balloons and we get flowers from moms and we get chocolates and we get each person. And we're having this funded by donors who say, yeah, that's nothing for me. Well, for this family, this is so much more than that. And it helps our children go, I'm special. I am important.
Yeah.
And for a long time, and we've seen, unfortunately, many of our families haven't felt that way. We're having families we're supporting at the moment who are being displaced due to the expansion of I-45. Different topic for a different day, all. But we have 680 families trying to move into the rest of Houston. I have 20 odd of them qualified, ready to go. So they're being told by one community, one neighborhood, you're not important. You need to move. We're building a bigger freeway. It's more important than your house. And we're going, y'all are really important. Come and join the Nest Quest family. We're going to get you a great home. You're going to feel special and important because you are. And we're going to make sure you can go to great schools. And we're going to help our adults get back into employment and into education and on the path to success. If y'all can be part of that with us, then that'll be fantastic.
Right. Awesome.
That's what I'm looking for.
Right. So what they may not have heard, which I picked up on, is that so I was familiar with the expansion you're talking about, and yes, there are going to be some families that are displaced. I wasn't sure of the number, so close to 700. But of that 700, you have 20 that are qualified to actually go, which is a good thing because if NestQuest qualifies them, then it means you guys back them. So they come, yes, they come with a very good, strong support system, which is something that some owners who normally would not accept families with vouchers, because here in the state of Texas, you can't discriminate based on the source of funds. So there are often families who are left hanging because the owner won't take it just because it's a voucher, even though that person may actually be a good tenant. So
even though that family may have, even if that individual has 3 full-time jobs, they work their socks off, their kids do great in school, they're really doing their best for their family, and one piece of paper is going to stop that, of them having a great home. And you receiving guaranteed rent. You know, during COVID, I watched a lot of landlords come to me and go, actually, you're going to guarantee me rent, whereas someone in the public market can't do that because they can lose their job overnight. If my family changes their income or their employment situation, hey, you're still going to get paid on the 1st of the month for the entirety of that lease. This is more guaranteed in rent than somebody who's in $100,000 job who could lose that job overnight and not have those funds tomorrow, not have them for next month's rent. And we're all seeing more people live paycheck to paycheck. Our families are supported and it is truly protected within their rent, which is why I'm comfortable for my summer to say guaranteed rent, because we guarantee we'll pay you on the 1st, regardless of what's happened with
right. I have one question and I want you to answer this. How many evictions did you have during COVID?
0. Not one. I am not in the business of evicting a family, unless, for example, they maybe try to burn the house down, which would be a different situation.
Would be a good reason to get them out.
Very good reason. We don't. we haven't ever been in, and this is over 100 units now that we're hitting, and we've never had an eviction. I've never had a failure to pay. I've never had a need for us to have an eviction. When it comes down to violations, we are very strict when it comes to behavior at properties, etc. If we know that security or police or somebody have been called to the property, that's a major no-no. We have a zero tolerance, and it doesn't happen, which is a blessing. We don't have, like you say, tenants within a unit that shouldn't be there that are unlisted. We know who's in there, and we know who is responsible, and they know they're in a relationship, a voluntary partnership with us, and they respect that, and we respect them for that. So when it comes to, we don't have wild parties at our properties. We don't have any illegal activity. We don't have too many people there. We don't have missed payments. And with that very great intention of, hey, we want to make sure people are housed. We've not had evictions. We've not had to evict or needed to evict somebody or been in that situation. In fact, we actually see a really good long-term renewal. Our renewals are over 84% at the moment for our families remaining and staying in place.
No, that's a great thing.
No evictions and lots of renewals. Is that not music to your ears, property owners?
It is. So, it's I remember when NestQuest, first came about, and I did talk to a few people. So I'm just excited to see the growth that you guys have and the impact that you have on the families that you help. It's really a beautiful thing. And so you're also, I think whenever people think of vouchers, they don't really think about it in a way that I do. So the way I look at it is, if you invest in real estate, you're in essence an entrepreneur. And then here it is, the government is actually supplementing the rent. The government is actually helping you.
It is to that.
And all you have to do is house a qualified family at your choice. Someone that you actually approve, move them in, and then now you have supplemental rent for a property that's going to actually, hopefully in the long run, is something that helps your family long term. But nonetheless, in the immediate time, you're actually helping a family find a nice, decent, safe, affordable place to live, and possibly, which I hope that you are, helping them change the trajectory of their family, for decades or for forever, which is possible from the statistics that we've seen with like NestQuest have, and I've heard about with the opportunity areas and things. We know that it is possible. You can change someone's life forever just by living in a different neighborhood or even just attending a different school.
100%. We work very much off the premise of Raj Chetty's research, and he shows just how housing and education combine and what that structure and strong foundation does to a child. We're so proud of our 100% graduation rate. We have students that continue to graduate to the next level. We've never had a student drop down. We have parents that come to us and go, my child was told they were naughty, they would fail, they would drop out before they even got to the 9th grade, who now have 100% attendance, are thriving, are in AP classes because of the change in their home environment and their school environment. And this part of that process is changing their lives. And we're comfortable to say as a nonprofit, we don't serve 10,000 people, because the few hundred we work with, it is changing their lives. We see our students go up to 2 grade points in the GPA. We see their attendance increase. And the long-term effect of that we see through different research reports is the increase in lifetime earnings, increase in likelihood to attend and graduate college. They're less likely to join the prison pipeline and end up incarcerated. They're less likely to become a teen parent. They are less likely to have physical and mental health issues or concerns because they're able to access the resources they need. And they're not in a stressful household situation. And your home can be the solution to that in it being a tranquil home that is livable and enjoyable and is beneficial to their future.
That's
And
awesome.
we really believe in that. We have it on our website, and I can always send out to anybody if you'll email us at NestQuest or visit our website, that our annual report has a great breakdown of that, of the impact a house, one home, can have on one student. I would implore you all to see that.
So, I have a mailing list. Let's send it out to them.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That's a great idea.
Let's
So,
send it out.
yeah.
Yeah. And so for a landlord who has units, vacant units, how can they be a part of the solution here in Houston in changing society as a whole? They can actually affect their community in the most positive way by offering their home, whether a tenant is about to move out soon, someone that'll be coming up in the near future when they're looking for a tenant, or for those who have vacant units right now. How can they be a part of the solution and partner with NestQuest?
Tell me. Come on. Call us, email us, text us, send a carrier pigeon, please. I say any which way you can reach out to us. We have it all on our website. You can do our contact us. You can email us from our website. We have a live chat function on our website, which is me. So you will talk to me, not a computer, and you can chat with me, and we can arrange a call. We can arrange a meeting. I can always meet you at a property. We have a landlord property page on our website. You can register your property there, and it will always be taken into consideration. I would implore you, if you are interested in leasing with us, start with our website and contact us. You can choose the option to say, I am a landlord and I would like to lease with NestQuest. Best believe I'll call you before the end of that business day. Because we've got families, and now if you want to let us tour today, let's tour today. If it needs to be next week or next month, I will work to your availability and your schedule. And I do say our and we and me and my, because we're a team of 4 serving over 200 Houstonians right now. We are not a huge organization. We are 4 people very dedicated to supporting you all as property owners and to supporting people who need that housing and making that match happen and bringing those people together. So you can reach out to us in such a variety of ways, and that will get picked up, very much so.
Awesome. And I know that right now, what you told me yesterday, and you have an urgent need for a 4-bedroom. So if anyone has a 4-bedroom property, please let us know.
Please.
Yes, I have the zip codes you sent me. So I'll put that on my Instagram stories today.
Amazing. Thank you. That would be awesome.
Yes. Yes. And so next, we're actually going into the group.
Mhm.
Then we're gonna look for some more qualified people.
We got plenty of them out there. We just got to share with them what we're doing. As I mentioned, we have 20 families that are qualified from the Clayton Homes community and the I-45 expansion. They're the ones that are at the stage of searching. We've got at the moment over 180 applicants that we're taking through the process of vetting them, doing background checks, collecting documentation together, so that when they come to you to tour your property, we're ready. We don't want any delays or any slowdowns. We want this to be a fast and smooth and easy process for all parties. So we are taking on families every day, and we're searching from every corner of the city. So it does not matter where you are. Please let us know if you have property you're willing to lease and rent, because I am sure I can match a family to you all that are ready and waiting to move, and will be excited to live in your home.
Awesome. All right. Well, Hannah, I'd like to thank you for joining me live on Instagram. I'm looking at it now. I see it's kind of split in between, so I'll have to go back and repost it like I did the last time. But yes, I am definitely going to share this with many people so that way they can learn more about NestQuest. And what's your guys' website so that way they can just hop on?
NestQuestHouston.com.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions, you can definitely hit me up in the DMs and I will connect you with Hannah. So thanks for joining us. Bye.